Blockchain has become a hot topic on the social media in China, and the country's stock market has also been buzzing over any companies related to this new technology. But what exactly is blockchain? What does it mean to our day-to-day life? Will it subvert some of the traditional industries as has been predicted? I'm happy to be joined from New York by Professor Henry Cao, Professor of Finance and Chair of the Finance Department at the Cheung Graduate School of Business, and here in Beijing by Patrick, co-founder of the Quantum Foundation, a Singapore-based open platform, also a member of the Blockchain Expert Committee of the Chinese Institute of Electronics. Professor, welcome to the show. Professor Cao, for those of us who aren't technically minded, would you elaborate on the concept of blockchain in a simple way?
There are two key components of the blockchain technology. The first is distributive ledger technology. That is, all the transactions on the blockchain are sent to everyone on the chain. The second is a decentralized organization. So everybody in the community contributes to the chain. So that's different from the traditional way of recording, of keeping records. A more accurate word for blockchain should be distributive ledger technology. In fact, it's not new. In the ancient China, when people get married, they don't go to authority. They have a big banquet, invite everyone in the village to participate. That's kind of just like the blockchain technology. In addition, you don't really need blockchain to have distributive ledger technology. There are other ways of doing the same thing. For example, hash graph, directed acyclic graph.
I see. Well, indeed, that makes it a lot easier to understand. Patrick, what kind of impact will this new concept bring to our society? Can you give us some examples of its applications in a real economy?
Yes, I think the blockchain technology has the potential to become the trusted infrastructure for our society. It changes the ways we are doing business. It changes from a centralized business based on the information asymmetry to the decentralized business based on the symmetry information. And also, for example, you can use blockchain on supply chain to monetize the Internet of Things, and also to build a more efficient payment solution for all the banking system.
Right. One of the things that everybody is talking about nowadays is cryptocurrencies. And Professor Cao, you're an expert in the field. Will the prosperity of blockchain challenge some of the world's traditional financial institutions and industries?
Absolutely. So the financial industry is built on trust. In the past, we rely on reputation of famous institutions like Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan to do transactions. But now we can use the distributive ledger technology to build trust for all involved. So if Wall Street cannot rely on trust to generate business, it will decay. And I believe that in the future, the blockchain technology can replace most of the transactions conducted in Wall Street. Anything you can do on Wall Street in the future can also be conducted on the blockchain. So I view this as a future for the financial industry.
Well, it is a nice idea, but however, if you ask me to go to a bank, which I know very well, which has been there for a long time, or if you ask me to go to a group of people which I do not know, although the level of trust might be higher, it is still difficult for people to switch their mind and really, give and make a different choice. Professor Cao, how do you describe this kind of mentality change?
I agree. It takes time.
Right.
Yeah, it takes time. Like 20 years ago, and nobody believed that I'm going to shop on Taobao or on Amazon.com. But now, most people, the young people, they are very happy to shop in Amazon.com or in Taobao. So essentially, it takes for younger people, they grew up with blockchain. For them, this is a new concept. So I think like 20 years from now, nobody's going to talk about blockchain like nobody's talking about internet now, because it will be part of our life. So I think for the older generation, it may take time, but for the younger generation, they're born with it. So
Right.
this will not be a problem.
Yeah, Patrick, you probably belong to the younger generation. You actually deal with cryptocurrency on a day-to-day basis. Let me ask you this first. Now, China's blockchain-related companies extended their bullish run on Friday as punters brushed aside concerns raised by regulators about the rationality of stock price surges this week. Do you have any concerns behind this blockchain fever?
Yeah, I think right now, for myself, I have some concerns for sure. But personally, I also think it's normal because people are always crazy on the new technology, especially some new technology have the potential to rebuild many industries. So it's a natural process. Like just back to 2000 years, we have the internet bubble. But also Facebook, Google, or all these great internet company, they reborn from the bubble.
Is this fever producing some kind of risk, financial risks for governments, for instance? To your knowledge, what is being done in China by the Chinese government to prevent financial risks associated with blockchain technologies?
The Chinese government, they listed the blockchain technology in the 5 years plan, but also for the cryptocurrency, it's harder to control. So the Central Bank of China, they released some regulations in that area. It prevents the average user to participate a lot in the cryptocurrency. I think it's good to protecting the people, especially when blockchain in a super early stage. It's hard for average user to understand.
Mm-hmm. Professor Cao, what is the picture in other parts of the world, in the United States, for instance? What has been the regulation towards blockchain, towards cryptocurrency?
Regulation is very important because we noticed that the Bitcoin has been used for people to do tax evasion, to do money laundering. There's some intrinsic problems of Bitcoin. It's very slow, can only do 6 to 7 transactions in a second, and that needs to be improved. So essentially, in the future, I believe that most of the cryptocurrency will die. Maybe like 1 to 2 major currencies will survive, and then the government has to impose some regulations on this technology. For example, you really have to real identity on the blockchain. You have like real identity coins on the blockchain, and in the future, the coins has to have real applications. Right now, most of the cryptocurrency compete with gold. They have no real applications except the storage of money. But the value of storage of money is limited. From my estimations, maybe about $1 trillion. Right now, the cryptocurrencies, the total value is already $500 billion. So essentially, the upside will be limited for the whole of cryptocurrency. In the future, we really have to find real applications that can solve real problems in the real world. And that will be the future for the blockchain technology. And the government can play a very important role to guide the technology to the right direction.
Mm-hmm. Professor Cao, still, we can see, as I said, a rush towards this emerging technology. But on the other hand, we have just witnessed a dramatic drop in the value of Bitcoin this week, and the market value is reported to have evaporated by more than $30 billion within 24 hours. How do you look at this? What do you think caused this massive drop in Bitcoin's value?
It's part of that because of the tightening regulation. This is new technology, and there's lots of uncertainty. It takes time for people to have trust in the new technology. So this kind of volatility is not surprising, given the short history of this new technology. So in the long run, when it stabilizes, for example, if the total value of the cryptocurrency has stabilized at about $1 trillion, we'll see this volatility is going to decline. Because many people who made lots of money, when they see the price drops, they got scared, they want to take profits. So I think essentially it's basically uncertainty regarding to the new technology.
Patrick, not only has the value of Bitcoin suffered a huge loss, but other digital currencies or cryptocurrencies such as Ethereum and Ripple, I'm still trying to learn these names, but they also keep falling. How do you look at the future of cryptocurrencies as countries across the world have started putting more attention, at least, if not restrictions, on the trends?
Yeah, I think right now more and more government they are already like aware of this kind of new cryptocurrency. It's harder to control because it's a peer-to-peer network. Yeah, but also in some countries like in Japan, they started giving license to the exchange platform, and in Europe they also recognize it's a currency. So, but it depends on the regulation, and it's needed the international collaboration and cooperation. So we can give a right like the sandbox for the blockchain startups, or we can like lead a right way for all the blockchain technology.
Again, to Patrick, what do you think going forward would be the biggest challenge for this new technology?
For this new technology, technically speaking, it's still in super early stage, and also we need a regulation, and also we need more education to all the average user. Yeah, it may take another 5 to 10 years until we have a massive adoption of a consumer-based application based on blockchain.
Yeah, very briefly, Professor Cao, what is your take on this question? Going forward, what is the biggest hurdle for industry insiders and scientists to overcome?
So like Bitcoin is the tip of the iceberg of what blockchain technology can bring to us. In the future, we need to make the blockchain technology to be have lower cost, to be faster, to have much bigger scale, and it can solve problems in the real industry. For example, cross-border transactions, the small and the medium financing for companies, and the supply chain finance regarding the trust and fake goods. So in the future, there could be other kind of applications we don't even comprehend now. So in the future, it's basically we have to apply the big blockchain technology to solve real problems. The kind of air coin like Bitcoin,
Right.
The upside is limited.
Okay, I see your point. Thank you very much to our two guests, Professor Henry Cao from Cheung Graduate School of Business and Patrick Dai, co-founder of Quantum Foundation. And we have to leave it there. That's it for this edition of The Point with me, Liu Xin. Thank you very much.